How to avoid restless state of mind. Self-transformation before time runs out. How does one attain to Amarlok? Param Shanti. Why does the mind become unsteady? Who brings about such restlessness in our mind? Does the mind get affected due to the subtle body, the physical body, or the causal body? Does the mind get swayed by the intellect or by the qualities that it has inherited from birth or due to its surrounding environment? What is the main cause of unsteadiness? What makes the mind go racing and galloping? The actual answer to all these questions is that due to the different circumstances faced by the soul, the mind becomes restless and wavering. I will give a direct example of the same. When human beings breathe in air, then they intake the Vayu Tattva, that is the air element inside their body. Vayu Tattva means our subtle body or Sukshma Sharir. Now it follows that the air element that we breathe in is full of negativity that is directly affects our subtle body. Therefore, the afflicted subtle body casts its effect on the mind in the direct manner. Similarly, the surrounding atmosphere, that is Vayumandal, as well as its air element, brings about their combined effect on the mind. The Vayu Tattva always impacts the human mind. Secondly, the causal body is the storehouse of all information. It has the recordings of all previous births, the entire inherited sanskars, karmas, karmic bondages, etc. All these are stored in the Karan Sharir or the causal body. Therefore, via the subtle body, the causal body, especially the stored karmic accounts of the soul in the causal body, affects the mind. Therefore, when we meet any person for the first time, we may like or dislike that soul strongly even though we may not know anything about him or her. For instance, if you are traveling on a train and there are 3 people sitting opposite you, you may feel a lot of affection for the one person, hatred for the second, and feel neutral towards the third soul. The cause of these strong feelings are definitely due to the karmic ties of previous births. If the feeling is negative, then surely the karmic bond with that soul has been negative from earlier lives. Feeling of love with the other soul means a positive karmic tie from the previous lives. How does it happen that only by merely seeing a person we feel positive or negative towards them in our mind? Where do such feelings arise from? The answer lies in the recording of several lifetimes stored inside our causal body that is picked up by the mind and thereby affects one's mind. The recordings are immediately emerged from our Karan Sharir and so affect our mind immediately. Thus, within a second we form impression and negative or positive feelings towards the person or a stranger. Thereby, the atmosphere in which the soul resides also is one of the main factors that impacts the human mind. The best of the souls have become negative due to their surrounding environment or Vayumandal. This sort of environment needs to be fully changed. One should not come under the influence of the prevailing atmosphere, and if you wish to avoid this effect, then always be in a soul conscious state, remembering Paramatma. Always think of the infinite Father, the Almighty Authority, from whom you will receive infinite happiness and that too eternal. Spend each moment in His remembrance. If you think of any other person, his negativity will come to you. For instance, one might think of a soul, but we may be unaware that the soul has been evil in several previous births. If you remember such a soul, then all the negativity of that soul stored in the causal body will surely come in our own. It is written in Bhagavad Gita that you will attain whomsoever you remember. By attain, it means that we shall get the qualities the person we remember. That is the reason why one should not think of any human or a spirit soul. One must not even worship any gods or goddesses, because all these Devi and Devtas have come down in spirit or are present in human form. The ones who you worship have become negative. The Gurus and the Sadhu, whom we revere, also do not have any knowledge to give you. They do not have knowledge of the soul or of God Paramatma. They cannot explain to you the importance of being in soul conscious state and its experience or about Paramatma or Atma. We have seen that due to the mind, we get into karmic bonds. Similarly, even God Shiv, in his incorporeal form, who is also known as Parbrahm Parmeshwar, cannot remain unaffected due to the karmic bonds. He is incorporeal, resides in an incorporeal world. He has manifested the entire solar system by directing creation through Brahma, maintenance of the world through Vishnu, and destruction through Shankar. This is Trinity is called Tridev, and each of them possess their own quality out of the three gunas. However, Shiv Nirakar, formless Parbrahm Parmeshwar, is gunatit or above any qualities. Yet the effect of his creation result in karmic bondage for him, all the way up to the incorporeal world or Paramdham where he resides. This is because even if it is a soul or a super soul, the effect of each one's creation will definitely affect the creator himself. So coming into karmic bondage, the creator's soul's power get reduced gradually. Finally, he will enter the sun and destroy his own creation, which is the entire solar system or Brahmand. It is said that every moment of Mahashiv, countless solar systems are created and destroyed. What does one mean by this statement? It refers to the negativity which affects the environment. A negatively charged atmosphere affects the entire creation and its elements. When the air element, that is Vayu Tattva, get disturbed due to the negative Vayumandal, it in turns affect the ether element or the Akash Tattva as well. Eventually, the Akash Tattva impacts the Param Akash Tattva or the supreme ether element in a negative manner, which in turn affects the outer layer of supreme ether element of the incorporeal God, Parbrahm Parmeshwar Shiv. The karmas of his creations send a disturbing reaction on the outer layer of the incorporeal Shiv. His vast creations, that is, the entire solar system, get impacted negatively in the end. It is mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita, Sarva Devasya Namaskaram, Keshavam Prati Gacchati. It means, who bow in salutation to all the gods and goddesses, but in the end, through the Devi Devtas, your salutation reach Keshav, or the highest of all, the Almighty Authority, and finally your actions ultimately affect him too. This is why the Ultimate One had to come down for observation to find out the reason for appearance of certain tiny black dot in his infinite creation. From where did such negativity arise? In order to observe this and resolve, the great Almighty Authority himself has to descend on the earth, and that too in disguise, so that no one will come to know about him or his mission. He can work unhindered, emerge the knowledge of soul, through which he would be able to observe and understand everything from the angle of knowledge alone. After gaining his supreme knowledge in the human form, he will then impart it to 108 and 1008 seed souls. By giving supreme knowledge to these infinite souls and by helping them to transform themselves, Almighty will execute the work of world transformation done through them. So the theory of karma act upon any soul, whether it is an incorporeal soul or a subtle bodied soul, or even if it is Shiv Nirakar Paramatma or even Mahashiv or Param Mahashiv. The law of karma affects all the souls at all levels. However, if high quality supreme light or Param light is present in creation, negativity cannot reach the soul present in that environment beyond a point. Likewise, our multiverse has also become negative and so the influence of the negativity will exist up to the multiverse. However, the negative effect will not enter the other multiverse, since in our great multiverse there are infinite multiverses, out of which only one multiverse has fallen in terms of power. There is still 2 to 3 kala of param light of good quality maintained in the atmosphere of the other multiverses. Negative atmosphere and negative Vayu Tattva is completely absent in these other multiverses. It is necessary to change the Vayumandal, and that too in soul conscious state. The powerful experience of Atma Swarup gives the feeling that I am a soul. In this process, the soul emerges its own soul power to the extent that it doesn't like to be involved in anything of this world. The aura of such soul would be most powerful. Any other person's negativity will not enter the strong aura, and so the mind will not be prone to fickleness. One may say that only by being in Atma Swarup stage the mind will not be unsteady. In fact, Atma Swarup stage stops the mind from being fickle. Ultimately, it is the understanding Gyan, being in Atma Swarup state and spreading Param Shanti vibrations in the atmosphere will help everyone to experience supreme peace. Description of the experience of soul consciousness and knowledge about soul is given by Almighty Authority in the Bhagavad Gita. You forget your body and all your bodily relations. Be in soul conscious state and remember me, the Paramatma. 5,000 years ago, this knowledge had been given in the Gita, but in the present time you will be unable to find the same, since there has been many alterations and additions in the Gita. Over the years, many people have written their own version of Bhagavad Gita. They have clearly misinterpreted the knowledge, and the original teachings have been distorted from the original meaning. The same has happened with our Shastras, with plenty of additions and alterations till date. In short, Vayumandal affects the mind directly. See, the Vayumandal impacts the Vayu Tattva, which in turns affect the subtle body. Finally, the subtle body immediately disturbs the mind. The subtle body is responsible for affecting the causal body too, because from the supreme light, the supreme elements are created, and from the supra-supreme elements, that is Param Mahatattva, the Param Akash Tattva or supreme ether element is created. It must be understood that from the Param Akash, the supreme air element called Param Vayu, and from the Param Vayu, the supreme Agni, the Param Agni or supreme fire element is generated. Therefore, one must know that the Vayu Tattva being created from Akash Tattva can affect the Akash Tattva. The entire Akash Tattva of a solar system can be influenced directly by Vayu Tattva. An afflicted Akash Tattva slowly and surely affects the creator of the Brahmand with time. The Akash Tattva has the power to affect even the supreme elements, which are called Mahatattvas. Slowly, the afflicted Mahatattva affects the abode of the incorporeal soul. The quality of Param light reduces gradually and is eventually extinguished. In such situation, Paramatma is forced to wind up the whole solar system, because if he doesn't do so, all his creation will be totally go out of control. This is the reason why Mahashiv becomes Mahakal and absorbs all the countless infinite solar system into the cells of his body. Why does this happen? Because the creator, when he creates, no matter how powerful his soul might be, is bound to be affected by his creation ultimately. All these facts I felt that you children should understand, as well as you must know that we get plenty of souls who seek Behad knowledge, but many of these seeker souls are brought in by souls who enter their physical bodies to obtain knowledge. Such souls throw rays on a person to get him or her to come into infinite knowledge, and they also show the plenty of visions to the seeker souls, who always will describe his visions to one and all. We have seen a number of such incidents earlier to those claiming to see visions of Bapuji. So you children must surely understand that when someone in this knowledge claims to get visions, then he is influenced by some spirit souls which shows him visions. In this infinite knowledge, our main aim is to achieve state of soul consciousness. So one must know that if one often get visions, then it is warning signal and a dangerous to their spiritual goals, because one fine day when the spirit souls who show the visions to the seeker abandon him, then the seeker also will stop seeking infinite knowledge. Therefore, be warned that if you get visions, then you were being influenced by spirit souls. In the earlier videos also I have made many revelations about this topic. So be warned. Atma Swarup experience and knowledge is very important. In today's time, to spread knowledge is the biggest act of charity that one can do. By spreading the infinite knowledge, one can create a good destiny for oneself. No time is very less, and transformation is bound to happen sooner or later, and the time to create your destiny is now, or else time will run out. At the same time, do yoga. Those who connect in yoga are the souls that will carve a great destiny. The souls who are lazy or waste time will not be able to create a fortune future. We cannot call it misfortune, but a great future will not show up. In the end, when the results are out, then these lazy souls will cry over their misfortune. They will regret very badly that when they had enough time to make their wonderful destiny, they were careless and lazy and failed to follow the directions given, which is to do yoga. By doing so, they can create their good fortune and strengthen the power of collective consciousness. So let this to be known to those souls who are still not doing much to create their infinite destiny, that is, in the end they will shed tears when they see their misfortune. In the coming time, these souls will shed tears of repentance. The present moments are nothing in comparison to what is going to happen. Now time itself has become your teacher with a stick in its hand. Understand all this, because when the stick will hit you, then what will be your state? At that time, no one will come to your rescue, not even the one who helps to create your infinite destiny. Even now, many children are getting trapped in Maya or worldly desires, although they are knowledgeable souls. Many experienced infinite souls also keep considering the idea whether to involve themselves or not in these worldly illusions. However, in this way, they will slowly be trapped in Maya, due to which they will lose faith. In the end, such souls will not be able to face anybody, and when the results will be declared, they will cry bitterly. Such a time will also come. I am warning all you children. This warning is for everyone that thinks about all this, understand and then act accordingly. In the end, many souls will be in a situation as described in Bhakti Marg. A soul that has not achieved anything in the illusionary world, nor has managed to attain Ram. Na Maya mili na Ram. Maya is not going to remain at all. It will just disappear very soon. Neither will the objects of this earth be of any use. In the end, only infinite knowledge and the soul power achieved through yoga with the almighty authority will help one. Therefore, now observe that Maya is shaking up all you children and testing all the souls with a great force as to who the powerful ones are. Who is the most solid and reliable soul due to the depth of his acquired infinite knowledge? Which souls are victorious due to their utmost faith on almighty authority? So become strong, Forge ahead and create your glorious destiny in the unlimited realm, that is Behad. Param Shanti.